A lot of baking soda. Uh, okay. Okay, into the mic. All right now. Can you hear me now? Anyway, once again, my name is Fatima. I am an alcoholic woman that smoked a lot of baking soda. A lot of baking soda. That part. Anyway, I'm here by God's grace, though. It's only His grace that got me here because I know He heard my call, even when I didn't think He was hearing my call. Um, I come from a family of addicts. My mother is a heroin addict. My father was an alcoholic. I come around a lot of abuse. I come from a household that was the shooting gallery. I come from a mother that been in and out them penitentiaries, so I had to live with a lot of family members, foster care, and we lived at friends' homes because I said my mother is an addict. So by her having an unmanageable lifestyle, she did the best she could as a mother. I put it like that. By her showing me this lifestyle, I thought that's okay. You know what I'm saying? The relationships she had with her husband, whether it was loving or abusive, it was their relationship, but it taught me what a relationship looked like. You know what I'm saying? So, I say this for a reason. My mother wasn't the type of mother that talked to her daughter like I do with my children, tells you anything about what's really going on out them streets, what's going on with another man, how to protect yourself, how to protect your heart. I didn't have that type of mom. She didn't tell me nothing about protecting myself of having babies. She didn't talk to me in that manner. My mother was about her man. And so growing up, it was okay. Father was the weed man. Um, I felt love, then I didn't feel love. It was an in and out situation. I felt like my mom loved my brother more. And it's just that, it wasn't that, it was just that's the best my mom knew how to love. She come from a mother that was older. So she more took care of her mother than her mother taking care of her. So she gave out what she knew how to give out, you know? Anyway, I started smoking weed at 9. My little boyfriend at that time, he liked to kiss and smoke weed, and I thought that was cute. And that's how I judge men by a kiss. Ain't that a blip? If he kissed me like him, then me and him is together, and we boyfriend girlfriend. Anyway, I took my first drink at 13. And when I took that drink at 13, because I'm a fearful kid, I've been molested and I've been raped by a family member. I'm fearful. A lot of fear because he used to threaten me. If you talk to somebody, you tell anybody, I'm going to fuck you up. That's it. That's all. So I'm a fearful person. But with that alcohol, when I took that first drink, what it did, it took me up out that fear. So now I can hang with my peers, and I can hang and bang with them, and I can do what they do. And I can go in them stores, and I can steal like I want to and talk stuff with the rest of them because alcohol took me out my norm. You know what I'm saying? No longer am I Fatima, that fearful little girl. Now I'm Fatima, and I'm that hard little female. What's happening? What it do? We can do it anywhere, whether I got beat up or not, you know. And alcohol, it was my man. It gave me that chest to stick out. You know what I'm saying? And here comes baby number one. And before I had baby number one, Primos was introduced to me, and that was in 83, 84. And we started smoking Primos, but I couldn't understand what the effect of the high. I didn't get it. So I continued smoking weed and drinking and all that, and I had my first daughter. By the time I had my first daughter in 85, my house was the house that everybody used to come and smoke dope at. And I said, well, if my mom and them ain't gonna stop smoking dope, I'm gonna start smoking dope. So I took my first hit. And I didn't understand it. Really, I took my first hit at 14. I felt this numbness here because that was the woo, you know what I'm saying? And my mama said, Fatima, and I come looking outside looking like Buckeye Baby, what? And she said, what you been doing? I said, nothing, and ran right in the house. So I didn't understand the high, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being a little girl trying to hang with the big crowd, the big girls. Then I started hanging around with this particular family, and I remember the sister, she took me in the bathroom. She said, have you ever did this? I said, no. She said, come on, let's go in the bathroom. She said, come on, try this. I said, okay then. So the first time I tried it, I didn't get it. The second time I tried it, I didn't get it. That third time, I had arrived. It was on and cracking. First and 15th was on, and you know how that go. The first and the 15th, the check went to the county man, to the dope man. Whatever little I did for my baby, but the rest went to the dope man. During that time, I had them kids. I had 3 babies in between that time during my addiction. And by the grace of God, all those kids came home to me. They was not found with drugs. And I'm not going to say that drugs wasn't in their system, because it was. It was just God gracing my babies at that time. I can remember my mother got tired of my bull crap. She said, you can run the streets, but you're not going to take my grandbabies. So we were staying over here in West LA, and she said, you're going to give me my kids. And her and the social worker and her coworker was standing in that driveway, and they got my babies. And I felt powerless. You know, that was some powerless that I couldn't, it's just nothing I can do. It's nothing I could say. I couldn't talk my way up out of that or anything. And so my kids was in the system. In 92, I was introduced to the rooms of Cocaine Anonymous. And so my kids, I like to say I kept that day, but I didn't. But my kids was taken up out my mother's custody, and I still had 2 more babies after that right there. And so then I got tired because I was with this guy, and, you know, I just knew people just didn't live the way we did. You know, it wasn't about the abusive man and him going upside my head or using that pipe as his weapon to do what I want him to do. You know what I'm saying? Do this right here and you get this. Okay, then, because I always kept them boyfriends, them trick daddies, really. But anyway, I called them boyfriends at the time. I came to the rooms in 92 of April. I started going to the Gap, and I was trudging with Brother Ivory, Ronnie D, and a couple others. And they showed me the way. And then I moved to the West Side, and I started going to Claire Foundation, and I met this man. And he was an Italian man that spoke like a brother. And he was an attraction to me. So that man became my sponsor. So anyway, that man took me through 1 through 5. And I like to say, man, I wanted to stay, but I just didn't know why I was here. I just didn't understand it, you know? So I felt it was needed to go back and kick it with the homeboys. And that's what I did. And I started drinking again. I started smoking weed. And then soon, you know, before you know it, I started hitting that thing again. Now, in the beginning of when I started smoking dope, it wasn't like a need for it. What I could say, it was like call it a social thing when because I would leave it alone for months at a time and go back to it. It talks about it in the book. You know what I'm saying? In the book, he did that exceptional drinker. He'd sit up there and he'd take that time off, and then he couldn't understand why he drank the way he did and what's going on in his life. And I couldn't understand. I could smoke weed and I could leave that alone. I can drink, I can leave that alone sometimes. But then why I can't leave this alone right here? You know, why is it when I get around these certain people that I just couldn't, pull it off and walk away? So it started getting progressively worse as the book talks about. And that's where it began. It began to get progressively worse. When I moved to Carson, that's when all hell hit fire. You know, all hell, it just went to hell from there. You know what I'm saying? I was walking them streets late at night. My disease like being in the garages, and it turns me into a ballerina. See, I like to take a hit, and I like to run to the back of the bedroom. And see him, he stayed across the street, so I run across the street, and I look through my mirror window, and I'm looking, and my leg go up, and I got a ballerina stance going on, and I'm looking for him. And I say, I ain't gonna do it like this again. And one more time, I take that hit, and there I go, run it back to there, and I turn into that ballerina again. And so I used to cry out to God. I used to walk to church. I just didn't think he heard me, you know? My perception of God, it was no perception. My father was a Muslim, and my mother was a go-to-church woman. That's what my mother was at that time. Today, she's not like that, but today, at that time, she just go to church. She knew the answers was at church, and that's why I felt it was at church. It was not ever learned to build a relationship with God. I didn't know how to build that relationship. Even the first time when I came to the rooms, it wasn't taught for me to build a relationship with God. Yes, I heard God, but I just didn't know how to build that relationship with him. This time I'm learning to build that and rely on God for all my needs, not just for one specific need, but in all my affairs. When having that hostage, he woke me up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he said, take this. You want to take a hit? And I said, 8 o'clock in the morning, nigga, you trying to kill me? You got some insurance on me or something? God damn, let me duck and see where the policy at, you know? And so I said, you got to go home. I got to go get help. And I can remember me and my daughters, we were talking, and my oldest one, which is 31 today, she said, Mommy, she said, if you stop drinking, I'll stop drinking. Now, mind you, I've been talking to God, asking for an answer all this time. My second baby said, Mommy, if you go to a meeting, I will go to a meeting with you. When you ready? I said, whenever you are. She said, I'm off on this Wednesday. I said, what day? The 27th. My sobriety date is 9/27/13. So I got in the car with my daughter, and we went to that meeting, but I sent that man home because I just couldn't do it with him. I understood that, it wasn't good. It wasn't good for him. We were toxic together. He tried to come to meetings, but I know he was trying to see who was looking at me, and I wasn't trying to see who was looking at me because I was looking a hot mess. I weighed 130 pounds. I had a mixed master spade weave on. I thought I was cute. I was half-assed. I mean, it was just like a hot mess walking through the doors. I was mad. I was angry. And I remember me and my daughter went to the first meeting, and I couldn't come to CA because I couldn't just hear it at all. I didn't want to be reminded of what I allowed to destroy my life. You know what I'm saying? I allowed this. I let it in. I had the gift, and I slapped it right back in God's face. I didn't take the time out to even want to learn. I took the gift and gave it back to God and said, here, you can have this. I'm going to do it my way. And self-will got me right back here, where it's all good today. I can smile today. Anyway, when me and my daughter went to that first meeting, the AA meeting, I sat in the front of the seat. And I can remember this man sitting up there, and he said, hey, give your uncle a hug. And I looked at him, motherfucker, if you don't move. Because I was just that angry. I couldn't understand how I wind up right here. When did I cross that invisible line? What got me to where I'm at today? God, what happened? What happened? I think I'm a good person. I think I'm a good mom. I think I do right by everybody. But how the hell it happened like this? The second day I went into the meeting, and I could hear some things, but I knew I wasn't going to move that seat. I looked to the back. My mother, my daughter, and my father was sitting back there. You know how you take that kid to school for the first time, and then this is the second day, and they're trying to make sure you don't go nowhere? That's how it became between me and my child. My child was the mother, and I was her child. So she was making sure her child was okay and safe. But little did she know I was safe. But that third day, my baby said, Mommy, you got this. You're going to be all right. I got to go back to work. And I knew it because I wasn't moving out that seat. I ain't have nothing out there. Only thing, what did I have? And what was to lose to learn how to live on this side of the town? I know how to do that real good. I do not know how to live a sober lifestyle. I don't know how to do it. I tried so many times. So many times. And the only thing I could do is wake up remorseful, hopelessness. And Bill's story, it tells us. I was talking to some members yesterday, and I said, man, page 6, them words just hit me because I remember those days. Waking up hopeless, remorseful, just, thinking about the night last night. Last night was a mother. How did man, I'm surprised nobody didn't snatch my ass up coming down Avalon from 169th to 154th. That's a long country mile to be walking, all in the name of crack. All in the name to get to that. To be playing peekaboo in somebody's garage. Because I play peekaboo, see, you know what I'm saying? I'm the peeping time. It's Fatima, get out the window. Ain't nobody coming. Yes, it is. I hear something. Who likes to live in this paranoid state of mind? I know I don't. Please teach me how I can. Please teach me. I am so willing because that's how I'm, thoroughly ass whooped, toe up. Please help me. God help me. And I can remember those days when I was out there in the disease and God sent his angels to me. See, there was one particular lady I used to catch the Avalon bus with, and she was into the rooms. She was into this word. And she said, baby, when it's time, it'll be your time. Don't worry about it. I said, because I want to get sober. I just don't know how to. She said, it's going to be all right. That young lady never judged me. But that was God angels coming to me, letting me know, Fatima, your turn is coming. When I look back at it. He was sending his angels. One particular woman, we sat for like an hour in Ralph's Market. She talked about how to 30, 60, 90. Now she'll be celebrating 5 years. I haven't seen that sister, but God angels was coming to me. He was sending them full force. He was letting me know it's going to be all right. Your turn is coming. But until the day I surrendered, I had to surrender. I didn't have no more, I know how to beat this. We're going to beat this. No, we're not. It ain't no Bonnie and Clyde team going on. It's just I. When I'm a mother of six, 4 girls, 2 boys, and with those kids was this one Tasmanian devil I had, and she she wasn't no joke. But with that child, I used to hear you guys talk about how lovely your relationship was. But what I wanted to hear is how it was before it got so beautiful. That's what I needed to hear because I was going through hell with that child. She was mad, and I had to let her know, baby, it's okay. That mother is not here today. You have to move on with me because me and that child was fighting like two females in the streets. That's not how I want to get on with my child. I want to love my child, and I'm not going to buy you. That's what I'm not going to do. We're not going to do that at all. But I can tell you this right here. Me and that daughter, we get along so much better. That is my, man, I laughed so much with that young lady, but it wasn't like that at one time. You know, the kids, they don't look at, damn, why you out here looking like that? You need to go back in the bedroom. And I'm the mother that sit up there and go in the bedroom, and I take a hit and come right up talking about what y'all doing. Y'all all right? What y'all need me to do? If you don't take your ass back in the bed, I'm thinking I look normal. You know what I'm saying? I come out looking like Buckeye Baby. Why did you come out the bedroom looking like that? I don't know. I'm trying to play it off. I wasn't playing none of them kids. They grown now. Mommy, are you serious? You know, and I couldn't even make the macaroni and cheese. I'm going to the store. I'm going to get a can of milk. But I'm going to go to the dope man house first, go get this dime. Oh, the dope man ain't at home, so I got to wait on him until he come back. And then I'll come back looking like Buckeye Baby 2 hours later, and all hell done broke loose. And I'm talking about why y'all tripping on me. You know, today they don't have to worry about that mama today because I cooked today, and I finished the meals. I finished the meals today. Anyway, me and those kids, we get along much better. I got a set of twins, and they father raised them. They're 17, but from 2 to 13, he had those kids. And we went through those times together, and it is what it is, you know. But my son, that 17-year-old, he mad. And it's going to be okay. He's mad, you know. And the only thing I could do is love the anger and love more the anger, you know, and don't be mad with them. Because sometimes they could say some things and you be like, man, where is my pistol? But today I just come in love, you know, and I have to stand back from that child and just give myself time, you know what I'm saying, to embrace them. Because I don't want them to feel no anger from me. Anger and anger, it just don't cut. But love versus everything. And what love is God. God shows us how to love. If we're willing to show that type of love, you know. Because everybody is not going to look at us with, I'm just talking about for me. They're not going to look at me with sobering eyes. They're going to keep me as that old Fatima, you know. And God is just showing them that this is a new Fatima. She just don't do the things she used to do. I'm not perfect, far from perfect, you know. I don't even know how to have a relationship. I told you my relationships is warped. I had the cheater and the dope man. I just recently let go. I thought the cheater loved me. And I thought the dope man was just, I'm going back in time on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I had to see that. I had to go through that. You couldn't tell me that. I had to have that experience, you know? And it was only God's grace that had his hand on me dealing with that dope man. I'm playing with my recovery then. I'm double dutching real hard. And it wasn't cool. But God said, no, Fatima, that's not where I want you at. I need you over here. I need you over here because either I'm everything or I'm nothing. And he has to be everything in my life. He can't be just, and I waver with God. God, are you really here? You know, and he shows his presence. When he want to show his presence in my life? When I welcome it. Because sometimes I'm not a welcoming person. Sometimes I don't want God to be around. Just leave me alone. I'm an isolator. I like to put the sheets over my head and let the world stop. Just stop right there. Fuck change. I don't want to change. I want to be right there in the midst of it. Sometimes I want to sit on my pity party, but God won't let me. That's not where he want me at. He don't want me. He didn't get me sober to stay in pain. You know, I get to feel it, I get to stir in it, and then I get to release it. I get to talk about it, write about it, talk about it, write about it, until I don't feel that stuff no more. But it's for me to feel, because I don't know how to feel. Empathy, compassion, love, what I thought was love. I'm talking about I abuse my body. My disease is my abuser. That's what I'm used to having around in my life. That's what was shown to me all my life. Abusive relationships, my uncle beating up his wife. Why not allow something to abuse me to show me love? That's what I thought love was. So here you go. And that pipe was that was like my husband. That night you say you ain't gonna get loaded. Here come Gigi. And before you know it, you got the robe on, because this is my abuser. Here come my abuser husband, and I let him in. I just dropped my head and said, come on in. Now we got a nickel for a piece, and we're going to say, okay, and I'm blowing dust in my lungs. And then I go abusing my body one more again. My abuser. I choose not to abuse myself today on a day-to-day basis. They told me 24, that was the best thing you guys could have told me, that I stay sober for 24 hours. If y'all said 5 years, fuck y'all, I'm out. I can't do 5. But 24, I'm rebellious. I don't like authority. Y'all tell me something, can't be told nothing. But, hey, Fatima, we suggest you do this for 24 hours. That's all I got is 24. I can give you that. I'm willing for that. I'm more than willing. You know, I get a lot of gifts around here. I get to, and I'm not big on speaking either. I do it because it was given to me freely, you know. But I get so many gifts around here, and the biggest gift I get is that book. You know, I remember going to the first meeting at 435 Compton, and I know where I'm at, because, you know, I qualify. But this is where I had to build the foundation at for Fatima in order to come out to see who you say today, you know. And I love those men and women there because they grabbed my hand. Now, the first man, he came to me, he said, you say you really want this? I said, yes. He gave me the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Out there, they're going to give me a pipe or a drink. He gave me something that was going to save my life. I have to be willing to sit down and read it with another human being. I have to be willing to pray review and sit up there and ask God to give me those words that's going to hit my spirit to keep me sober on a day-to-day basis. It's about my relationship with God today. Have I been, I've been rejected in the program. You know, you don't want to be my friend. It's okay. It hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm a baby around here. Me and my granddaughter, we the same age. She's 3. She don't even realize she's older than her grandmother. She don't even realize it. I get to play Monster with her and some more shit. She get to sing me a song, and I sang the song with her. She teach me about teamwork. My 3-year-old grandbaby teach me about teamwork. I'm selfish. I'm self-centered, especially when it comes down to you men. And a lot of women don't like to be honest about it. I'm honest with it, especially when it comes down to you men. I know your name today, because anytime I called you sugar, baby, honey, it's on. Especially payday. Especially payday. It's on. Jerome. Hey, Jerome. Hey, Jerome. Yeah, I had to, you know, hey, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn, yeah, y'all my brothers. Y'all my brother's keeper. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep me, I got brothers in my life I can go to and I can talk to. You know what I'm saying? That I love dearly. I love those men. And it's not about their payday. You know? Because I know me. You know what I'm saying? I was taught some sick shit. Oh, the baby in here. Let me watch it now. I was taught some sick stuff. But, you know, I had to learn that you men are men. You know what I'm saying? And we all do this one day at a time. You know, I fall short, yeah, like I said again, you know what I'm saying? I have to catch myself. But look, my stuff is so, you know, you darkens your secrets. And I'm honest, and I can tell you where I'm at in my life. And just because I'm not doing it in the rooms don't mean it's not being done. Just because it's not being done in the rooms don't mean that it's not being done. You know what I'm saying? I told you I was seeing 2 men at the same time. Regardless to the experiences I looked at and I had in my life. You know, when I first got sober, 2 brothers tried to kill another man behind me. Because of my lies, my manipulation. You know, no, I ain't with him. No, I ain't with him. And then when they met up at the house, all hell broke loose. Where was Fatima? Well, I was across the street watching, calling the police. But I'm just saying, it just wasn't cool, though, playing with them men's lives. It wasn't cool at all due to my lies. And I had to go through that experience just to see that disrespect in front of my kids, showing my daughters this is how, no, life is not like that. I had to teach my girls, no, that's not how we do that. You know, I'm that woman they look at. It's not you guys they look at. They look at this particular woman right here. And this woman got a lot of growing up to do. But I'm definitely not that lady in the back. I'm not that woman 2 years ago. God just transformed me on a day-to-day basis. Pieces of me just go. He takes it. You know, them dark days that I'm in the room and I'm crying. That's just healing. That's just God letting God into that deep, dark space that I didn't want him in, and he's in there regardless, without my permission and saying, hey, I'm here to heal you, not hurt you. You know, I love this fellowship. I love the men and women of this fellowship. I love the predecessors and the old timers, even some of the bleeding deacons. I love them too, because everyone has something to teach from this podium. And if you're willing to learn, and if you're willing to really, really hear, you know, God told me he removed my obsession December 31st of 2013, coming into 2014. That was such a blessing for me. I heard him. He said, don't you realize you haven't even thought about no drugs, no alcohol? It blew me away. I said, wow, I haven't. Thank you, God. Thank you so, so much. You know, if you be new, old, in between, stay, because we get to learn. It's like a garden around here. You know, once the seeds start planting, what happens is that you get a beautiful garden. You get a array of colors around here, and you get a array of growth from right here, and you get to watch each person grow. Everybody grow in their own time. It tells us in the book. It tells us that we all are on this Broadway. We like on the freeway. Everybody had their lane. Sometimes quicker, sometimes slow. I choose to be in the slow lane. I choose to just be in the slow. It's no big rush for me. I don't have to rush this. God just takes me through it. You know, I stay on step one. I have to admit that I'm powerless over everything, because I don't like change. We got to move. I don't want to move. I want to stay in my little raggedy ass house. Fuck y'all that don't like it. But I know that God has something better for me. And I welcome the experience, you know. I welcome it, because I need change. No matter I don't want to. It's just me being lazy because I don't want to pack. I don't want to get the truck. Then I got to sit up there and dump that shit. I don't want to do all that. Shucks, but but I have to. It feels good not to duck the summer. It's hot outside. We was smoking dope out there back in the day. You didn't care how hot it was. It was rain, sleet, or snow. I had a joke. I used to tell people, who's the three people you going to see in rain, sleet, or snow? They said, what? I said, the mailman, the milkman, and the crackhead. We going to be... and we going to be out there no matter what when we in our full-blown disease, you know. We going to be out there with the mailman, the milkman, and then before you know it, you're going to see somebody in their disease out there too, you know. So it goes like, and today I don't have to live that lifestyle. I get to enjoy. We are not a glum lot. I get to smile around here. Each day that I wake up is a blessing. I choose to smile. I didn't come in here to learn how to frown. I frowned out there. That was the defense to keep you off of me. Today, so you don't have to get to know who I really am. So I kept this frown. You see, I got 5150 tatted on me. You know what I'm saying? That was the defense. That I'm far from crazy, to a certain degree. Anyway, to a certain degree. But anyway, you know, I'm learning how to live and live life on life terms. So if you be new, old, or in between, please stay. Kid, please continue to teach me, because I'm willing. My name is Fatima, and I'm an alcoholic addict.